Well, hello. Here we have my latest purchase off eBay. Now this watch caught my eye. I don't know why. I like the dark blue against the gold. It's a vintage Roma 23 Royal. It's a Swiss made movement, I'm guessing. It's a super deluxe, dust proof. It's quite a cool looking watch. I paid £9.99 for this, pounds that is. Base metal case, anti-magnetic. Electronically tested. I think this is approximately 1970 or around there. Well, 1970s, maybe up to 1978, something like that. I don't know if it's much later than that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now I had an issue with this. It was extremely fast. So once it arrived and I wound it up, I noticed it was going ahead by about 10 minutes an hour, which is obviously extremely fast. And I thought, I've got a dud one. I got the back off and had a look at the speed adjustment, which there's like a little lever you can push across a couple of notches to speed up the watch or slow it down. But really, from what I can gather, they're only going to speed it up or slow it down a couple of minutes a day, not 10 minutes an hour. But I gave it a go anyway. It didn't really make any noticeable difference. Luckily, I came across a video on YouTube where someone had a similar problem and they tried to demagnetize it, and I haven't got a demagnetizer, but they tried demagnetizing it. It was a different watch to this, but it was a mechanical watch which was running about 10 minutes per hour fast. And after he tried demagnetizing it, that didn't do the trick. So he noticed that I think it's called the hairspring, the balance, which powers the balance wheel, wasn't straight. It looked like it was perhaps hooked up slightly. And using a pin, he managed to push the spring down, I think it was, so it went back into place. Therefore, the spring isn't touching when it coils and uncoils. It was probably overlapping, and that was causing it to run faster. So I thought I'd try the same thing with this, using my watch tool. So using the pin pusher end, I gently, with the back off, can't really exactly see what you're doing because it's very small, but I could see the spring look slightly wonky when it was running. It wasn't running smooth. There was a kind of a wonkiness to it. So stop the watch and put the pin just on top of the spring, very gently went around at different points, giving it a light push down, and then started to watch up again. Lo and behold, it's working perfectly. So I don't know, I can't remember the guy's channel now, but thank you very much, because that saved the watch really, because there's no way I'm going to get this watch fixed. It's not worth it. It's not economically worth it. So that was an easy fix. I don't know whether when the watch had been delivered that maybe it had got a bit shaken and the spring had got caught up, but apparently this is quite a common thing in mechanical watches, that the spring can get hung up or caught up, and then it's not, the spring, so is my hand, it's kind of doing this all the time, and it can get hooked up, and that can cause the watch to run fast, perhaps slow as well. So luckily it wasn't a demagnetizing problem. That was it. And now it's keeping extremely good time, to the point where it was actually a bit slow. So when I mean slow, I mean literally like a minute an hour. So I did use that adjustment slightly back again to actually pick up the speed. So it's running very accurately now. Now, the only other problem with this is I'm going to have to sell it. I've cleaned it up, I've cleaned the crystal up, and I've cleaned the watch up. It was a little bit grubby when it first arrived, not terrible, but I've got it looking really lovely. And I've actually ordered a new strap for it. as well from AliExpress, but I've got a very kind of dark chocolatey brown alligator style skin. I thought because of the brightness of the gold and the blue, it's definitely a bit of a kind of showy looking watch. So for a bit of fun, I'm going for a bit of a more showy strap to go with it. Now, unfortunately, I can't wear this. I wore it for a day and I got into problems. What I didn't realise is this gold isn't gold plating. You can see it's worn a little bit in places as well. It's a very bright looking gold. Don't know if the camera does that justice, but it's extremely bright, which got my suspicions up immediately, to be honest with you. Now, I have got a nickel allergy, which I think is quite common, which I discovered as a kid. I think my dad gave me a gold digital watch. Maybe it was a Casio, I can't remember, and it had a metal strap, and my wrist really started becoming up rashy and sore, and I didn't even realise what was going on. It took me a while to work out it was a watch, and from that realised I got an allergy to some of these metals. Since found out it's the nickel. The nickel is what causes the allergy, and there will be nickel in this kind of fake gold plating. The back plate says base metal. There's probably nickel in that, and there's probably nickel in this worn looking buckle there, because as you can see I've got the old Casio F91W back on because it's nice and light, and the spots are going down. If you can see just to the left of my buckle, there's some red spots there, and different places on my wrist. There's one there. In fact, this morning there was quite an angry rash of spots. I'm glad to say, just push this down a bit. There's some here. You can kind of see. Yeah. So not good. That's just after a day of wearing it. Lots of allergic rash coming up. But I've not had it on for a good 24 hours, so it's calmed down. I've put the old Casio on, which is resin, and that won't cause me any problems. And I'm fine with stainless steel, and I'm fine with silver, I'm fine with gold, proper gold, but I can't wear any of these metals which will have nickel in them. That's another watch which arrived today, which I'm going to see if I can stick this strap on, because I'm going to take these. I've run out of 18mm pins. Well, I haven't got any 18mm pins. The ones that came off that were the wrong size and one broke. So I'm going to nick the pins off this because I've got a new strap coming for this. Won't be wearing this again. I'm going to pop that expanding strap on that watch, which I may do a video of later for another time. So this Roma, which is now working perfectly, that was another thing. It was ticking extremely loud when it was running fast. You could hear it. You didn't even have to have it close to your ear. You could hear it, and it was ticking fast. So even from that, before I noticed it was gaining, I was thinking, oh, this sounds a bit strange. Now, don't know if you can hear it. Probably not. Don't know if that would pick up on the mic, but it's sounding like a watch should sound, basically. Yeah, so a bit of a shame I can't wear it, because it's not a bad looking watch. It's a similar shape to my Tissot Sea-Star, which is 1970s. So that's why I'm dating this early 70s. I'm not 100% sure, but I get the feeling that it's 1970s, probably not 1960s, although the strap feels like 1960s. I can't find much about these watches online. There's 2 or 3 on eBay, these Romas, but they seem to be a lower quality Swiss watch. It's not high quality, it's not bad, but it's certainly not high quality. So I'm guessing this was an inexpensive mechanical watch that's maybe got a Swiss movement in it. The movement, when I had the back off, looks okay. It doesn't look anything special. Didn't look particularly high end, if you know what I mean. So I will, once the new strap comes for this, which only cost me a couple of quid off eBay, sorry, AliExpress, could take a few weeks to get here. Once that arrives, I'll pop that on, and then I'll pop that on eBay, and someone who hasn't got a nickel allergy, I'm sure will enjoy it. Anyway, thank you for watching.